When you see this shape, you know exactly what it means, right? It's love, it's passion, it's emotion. It's plastered on pretty much everything. But here's the thing. That symbol, it has almost nothing to do with what the actual organ in your chest is doing right now. So come on, let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the incredible machine behind the metaphor.
I mean, for centuries, that's what we've been told, right? That the heart is the seat of the soul. All of literature is just filled with aching hearts, joyful hearts, broken hearts. It's the organ of poets. And look, that idea is beautiful, it's powerful, but it's just not the biological reality.
So let's get real for a second. As you're just sitting here, listening to this, what is that organ in your chest actually up to? I can promise you, it's performing a whole series of jobs that are, honestly, way more impressive than any poem ever written.
Okay, first things first, we have to completely reframe how we think about the heart. It is not just a simple, repetitive pump. It's not just mindlessly going thump, thump, thump. It is a highly sophisticated, self-regulating distribution center that's making constant, intelligent adjustments every single second of your life.
Its most fundamental job is simply to create pressure. Think about it. You have over 60,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. Let that sink in for a moment. 60,000 miles. That's enough to circle the Earth more than twice. Your heart has to generate enough force to push blood through that entire massive network, just to make sure every last cell gets the oxygen it needs. Without that constant push, the whole system would just collapse. And this is where you can really see its intelligence in action. It isn't just blindly pumping blood everywhere equally. No way. When you're resting, maybe digesting a meal, it prioritizes blood flow to your internal organs. But the second you get up and start running for a bus, bam! It completely reroutes the supply chain, sending a huge surge of oxygen-rich blood to the muscles that are screaming out for it. It's an absolute master of logistics. And it does all this with an endurance that is just breathtaking. Over an average lifetime, your heart is going to beat around 3 billion times. Seriously, can you name any other muscle or any machine for that matter that can perform its main function 3 billion times without ever fatiguing or needing a break? It's almost unbelievable.
So we've got this incredibly durable muscle, but what powers it? What tells it to beat? Well, that brings us to something equally amazing, the heart's internal electrical grid. And I'm not speaking metaphorically here. Your heart is literally run by its own built-in circuitry.
Every single beat you've ever felt starts with a spark. Not a spark of passion, but a tiny, actual electrical impulse. It's fired off by this special little cluster of cells called the sinoatrial node, which is basically your body's own natural pacemaker. It's the thing that tells your heart when to beat, setting the rhythm for your entire life.
And this electrical signal follows a very, very precise path. First, that pacemaker we just talked about, the SA node, fires. Zap! The signal spreads across the heart's 2 upper chambers, telling them to contract. Then, and this part is brilliant, the signal pauses for just a split second at a sort of junction box. This tiny delay is absolutely crucial because it gives the lower chambers time to fill with blood. Finally, the signal races down these specialized fibers, triggering a powerful contraction in those lower chambers that pushes blood out to your entire body. It's a perfectly coordinated electrical dance happening inside you right now about once every second.
Now, to power all of this non-stop mechanical pumping and all this electrical work, the heart needs a ton of energy. It is, quite simply, the most demanding, energy-hungry engine in your entire body.
The secret to its endless energy supply is at the microscopic level. If you were to look at your heart's muscle cells, you'd see they are packed to the brim with mitochondria. You can think of these as the tiny power plants inside our cells. They're what generate the energy that powers, well, everything. And heart muscle has more of these little power plants than pretty much any other tissue for one simple reason. Its demand for energy never, ever stops. And what's really interesting is how flexible the heart is with its fuel. It's kind of like a hybrid car that can run on different kinds of gas. It actually prefers to burn fatty acids for energy. But if those are running low, no problem. It just seamlessly switches over to burning sugar. It can even use lactate, the stuff that makes your muscles burn during a tough workout, as a source of fuel. This incredible adaptability is a key reason it can keep running 24/7 no matter what you're doing.
So we've established the heart is a mechanical pump, an electrical circuit, and a metabolic engine. But this is where it gets really fascinating. The heart is in constant communication with the brain, and I'm talking about a very real, very physical, two-way street of information.
And this isn't some fuzzy, poetic idea, it's about raw data. Your blood vessels have these tiny pressure sensors that are constantly sending real-time blood pressure updates to your brain. Then there's this major nerve. You can think of it like a high-speed data cable that carries signals directly from the heart to the brain. Even the tiny, subtle variations in the timing between your heartbeats, something called heart rate variability, sends signals to your brain about your state of stress or relaxation. It is a constant physical conversation happening between your heart and your head.
And this brings us right back around to our big mythbuster. The myth is that your heart feels joy or sadness. The reality is that your heart's rhythm and rate create the physiological landscape, the internal environment, in which your brain processes and experiences those emotions. So you could say the heart sets the stage, but the brain is the actor.
So the crucial point is this. When you strip away all the poetry, what you're left with is a biomechanical masterpiece. It's an adaptive engine, a precision circuit board, and an intelligent distribution center, all working in perfect synchrony just to keep you alive.
So here's a final thought I want to leave you with. The next time your heart pounds in your chest, whether it's from excitement or you just ran up the stairs, are you going to think of it as just an emotion? Or are you going to take a moment to appreciate the staggering work of biological engineering that's truly making it all happen?